Well, let's just fucking ignore that and go back to what we were saying. Yeah, you and I see the way that you looked on your face whenever you mentioned that, like just we see eye to eye. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it's like too soon.
yeah, that actor that shot Brandon Lee, that fucking haunts him forever.
Yeah, it actually should haunt the prop guy though.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I originally thought that he got shot and killed whenever he was on the table at the end. He was actually shot and killed whenever he put his hand on the gun.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sad
Did
shit.
not know that.
That's why that fight scene with the table, when he was on the table, that's why you couldn't see his face half the time.
Uh,
Because those scenes weren't put in yet. So, yeah. Shout out to Brandon Lee. I believe what the family believes, or the family did believe, they believe that there was a curse on the male children in the Lee family, the males, because Bruce is dead at a very young age. Brandon was killed accidentally. You know, I'm not one to go into conspiracy theories. You know, like oh, some rapper died, but he's still alive somewhere. No, I'm not gonna play that bullshit. But you know, it something has always been off with me with that one. You know, just
it's the Illuminati and lizard people.
oh, I didn't even go that far. I mean, after all, the owner of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, is a lizard person. But let's not get into that.
No, no.
The look on your face there. But yeah, that's so you have to see Creed 2. I have to
Mhm.
watch Split.
Yeah, you need to see Split,
Okay. Um,
and I need to see Glass.
seriously. Mwah. It is what you want it to be, even whenever at the end you're like, this is not what I wanted. You'll eventually be like, that is what I wanted.
Well, I've never been a fan of M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong's fucking movies.
That's because he's in every single one as some random character who's
No,
somehow all of a
that's
sudden
not what it
Indian.
is. Hitchcock was randomly in every one of his movies. Tarantino was in every one of his movies.
Mhm.
That's not a thing.
That's true.
That's a director formula.
Yeah.
That's not even it. It's just, it's like, oh, this is this and this and this and this. Oh, by the way, it's fucking aliens. Get the fuck out of here. The Village. I was content with it being this supernatural fucking entity that skulked through the fucking woods. And it turns out these motherfuckers just didn't want to live amongst the civilized.
Yeah.
What the fuck? No, fuck you, M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Plus some of the names of them, but The Happening, I think it was one of them.
Yeah, and do you know what? That I seen that movie,
Uh-huh.
and it has gone. Like, I literally don't even remember what the fuck that movie was about.
Well, one thing that always pissed me off about that show was, yeah, okay, whatever with any of it, but the John Leguizamo thing, like, no. Like where he's absolutely fine and all of a sudden he just gets behind the wheel of a vehicle and runs directly into a tree and kills everybody.
Yeah, dude, you lost me because, like I said, it was that fucking forgettable for me.
That was probably the most I can remember about that. Everything else, I can't even remember how it fucking ends.
Literally, like, I don't even know the premise of the fucking movie. That's how unforgettable that shit
I
was.
think the trees were trying to kill people.
I don't know.
Yeah. I Am Legend. Love it or hate it.
Oh, dude, I'm on the fence with that one.
How?
I am not a Will Smith fan.
You don't like being born in Bel Air?
No, it is the sheer arrogance of him as an individual
Yeah, I noticed that too.
that I cannot, like, the Bad Boys movies.
Mhm.
I enjoyed those movies. Like the character he played, Mike Lowry,
Yo, this is Mike Lowry.
he was just that arrogant fucking cop. It
Yeah,
fit.
it fit him perfectly.
But like this whole thing with Aladdin where he's the genie, like, really, like, and when he does the interviews about it,
Uh-huh.
he's like, I'm trying to do this my own way, not taking anything away from Robin Williams. You'll never take anything away from Robin Williams.
Yeah, like
He
I
was-
can. I can
fucking brilliant.
I can absolutely respect that. You know, you don't want to take anything away from Robin Williams. You want your own character and everything like that. I got no problem with that, but just no.
Right. Just even the animated version of Aladdin. There has been several animated versions of Aladdin.
Yep.
But the Disney animated version of Aladdin
They kept the concept.
was done so well, and regardless of all the voice talent throughout that movie,
Mhm.
Robin Williams was the fucking star of that movie. If it was not for that character,
Yeah.
that movie would not have existed.
Yeah. My question is, and this is something that might piss people off, I don't really care, is my genie going to be like, yo, what's up? Because I don't want to fucking hear that shit. He's a gosh damn genie.
Yeah.
He has no
Yeah.
ebonics in his fucking... No.
And I don't even know if it's just that. It's just no. That part does not belong to Will Smith.
Who would
It
you think
never
would
will.
be? Who would you think would be a better thing for?
I would never, I would never replace Robin Williams, and I wouldn't even try it to remake it.
I don't. I guess Disney, ever since they bought out,
I am so against remakes of
Yeah.
movies to begin
that's
with.
what I was getting at. Was ever since Disney bought out the rights to Star Wars, you know, the movies that have been remade hundreds of times for extra money, even though they put in 2 seconds extra of CGI, kind of like the idiots who buy the remastered version of Lord of the Rings because Peter Jackson, like, come on, saw it once. They were great movies, not the
Right.
best. They could have been better. Let it go. I don't need to keep buying new fucking remakes, not remakes, remastered bullshit. Fuck you. Anyway, ever since Disney bought out the Star Wars franchise, I think they're on this massive fucking kick of remaking everything, and I'm just like Beauty and the Beast. Fuck you.
Well, see, I enjoyed The Jungle Book. The live-action remake of The Jungle Book, I enjoyed.
Did they stick to script?
Yes and no.
Do you know what
The-
script I'm
like,
talking about?
It wasn't word for word.
But do you know what
But-
script I'm talking about?
They stuck to the book.
So then, in the end, Mowgli got the elephants to run through the village and kill everybody.
Well, see, of course it's Disney. They're not going to have that.
Then they didn't stick to the book.
But it ended. It ended
Mhm.
with Mowgli, with the elephants, and the collection of the jungle animals. It didn't end with Mowgli going back to the man village.
I think I did watch that one. I agree that was superbly done. I like how
Um,
they actually got a real non-white actor. I can't believe I just sounded like social justice warrior. Anyway, I liked how they got an actor that fit the bill for Mowgli.
Right. Well, see, and even like with this Lion King remake that's
Uh-huh.
coming up,
Mhm.
like one of the key characters in that movie, the whole surrounding premise of that movie was based off of Mufasa.
Yep.
Okay, and James Earl Jones did a brilliant job,
Everything the light
Voicing.
touches is our kingdom.
but voicing that character.
Yep.
And he's resuming that role in the live action remake.
That's good.
Because I feel that movie was not about Simba. It was about Mufasa.
Right.
Because everything that made Simba the adult that he becomes
Mhm.
was based off of Mufasa's teachings.
Mhm.
So think what you will. The Lion King was not about Simba. It was about Mufasa.
I don't really have a thought process. I love Mufasa. I liked all of the original Lion King. What I don't
Oh,
like,
so did I. I could recite that fucking movie.
what
word
I
for
don't
word.
like is
Still,
when animation company like Disney who comes out and says we're doing a live action remake. No, you're not. It's CGI. That's animation. It's the same fucking thing, only it's not cartoon. It's not
Right.
live action. At least be honest.
Yeah.
And once again, I'm splitting hairs, but don't say something that it's not.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. It's just ridiculous. I want to make a remake of Beauty and the Beast. I've seen the cartoon Beauty and the Beast, and
So have I, but I haven't seen the
the
live action.
neither have I. But the reason why I don't watch it is because I don't think you can beat the original.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And if
like,
it's a
that's
remake,
why-
it's supposed to somehow be better than the original, and that's just not.
yeah, and see that's why I'm so hell bent about remakes because, I mean, there's far and few remakes that I've seen. Excuse me. That I can actually stand behind and say, you know what, I like that one so much better than you.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like once again with Disney owning the rights to Star Wars. I honestly think there is a case that could be made that you could go back and remake the original 3 episodes with Luke and Han and everything like that. Having said all that, it will never be better, but there is a case to be made that you could do that. Because, like, if you look at the 3 after that, where not everybody really liked them, but, like, martial arts is introduced in Teräs Kasai, and, you know, the Force is being changed in a different way, and then he added fucking midichlorians, where, fuck you. But, like, a case can be made, like, you upgrade the fighting, because Luke is a wooden doll.
Yeah.
That's about it. But at the same time, that's all you got. You can't replace Allen Guinness. I think that's his name. Or have Mark Hamill come in and try and do that all over again. Just wouldn't fucking work.
But even Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker in these newer ones, it's not the same Mark Hamill.
Oh no, he doesn't like him. He's come out and fucking said that. He's like, this is not what Luke would do. This is not Luke at all. And I can tell you, I have spent years looking at the actual content, the books, everything that was based on canon, according to George Lucas. And the moment he signed those rights away over to Disney, Disney came out and said, everything that was written, all the books, is no longer canon. Well, fuck you, that's not how that works. Just because you say it doesn't make it so. Luke Skywalker was the most fucking powerful Jedi that ever lived. The stories that he did, Han and Leia, and the children, the twins that they had, and the Jedi that they were, it's fucking phenomenal. The Sith Lords that came after that actually fought side by side with Luke Skywalker. Luke was the first Jedi to ever create the proper order, which is the Grey Jedi, the new Jedi Order, where he figured out the actual problem with the Jedi is that they wanted everything to be non-emotional. And that's what made them fall to the dark side. Because the moment they started showing emotions, the Jedi interpreted that as dark side, and they shifted their stance towards them, which is what it is the truth. It's the same thing with whenever I used to play my Star Wars game, I think one of the greatest characters I ever make is a Dark Lord Sith, but he's a good guy. An emotional fucking Sith Lord. But that's a good guy. I try and do it with a Jedi, but alas, But these stories that were canon that are not anymore are no longer canon for some fucking reason, and I'm supposed to take that as it is. No. And that's why it's kind of insulting whenever I watched some of the new Star Wars movies.
I've seen one.
Anyway, the point being is that, yeah, a lot of the remakes and everything
The Force
like that.
Awakens was the only one that I saw.
Yeah. Good.
Like, I made it through the first 10 minutes of Rogue One before I fell asleep.
Rogue One actually wasn't bad. It was a good standalone, but once again, a lot of critique can be made after that. They picked a woman who's a rebel and doesn't listen to anybody. Meanwhile, she listens to everything everybody tells her to do.
Yeah, like, I completely lost interest after The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't even bring myself to sit and watch it.
Well, Disney said that they are going to stop after they make this last one, because they do the 3s. They're going to stop for a while. It's going to go on hiatus for like 10 years or something like that. I'm just like, or how about you just
Well, yeah, they
sell
have
it?
so many Marvel movies to make now.
Yeah. Which, according to them, the MCU is done after Endgame.
Well, yeah, Endgame was to wrap it all up.
Yeah. And they're handing off the reins to Captain Flatass.
Which I don't agree with anyway, because Captain Marvel was a dude.
He was a dude, but then he turned it. He was killed off or given the power to the woman, And at that time, it was rightly so, but then some writers got a hold of her, and now she's just one giant political fucking bullshit thing for comics. And that's not what comic readers want at all.
No, they want true to the comics.
Yeah, they want the hero, not the bullshit. And that's a lot of them get offended about that. Is they're like, well, we like our politics in there. It's like, but the people that actually buy the comics don't. Have you actually looked at your numbers?
Yeah,
The
I mean, if
comics
they,
are
and that's what I've
falling.
always said about comic movies. Do they actually make this for the fans,
Mhm,
or do they just make it so that everybody will enjoy it?
mhm.
But little do they actually realize that even making it for the fans,
Mhm.
it's still strong enough to pull in outside demographics.
Yeah, yeah. Like, fuck, let's just go with Black Panther.
I haven't seen it.
I'm not.
I refuse to watch it.
I've never really heard of the character at all. I was more into Spider-Man and whatnot. I really wasn't ever interested in Iron Man, to be honest with you. Things like that. But Black Panther made a buttload of money, and people can't sit there and act like, oh, it was just because there was black people in it, and therefore all the black community came out. No. If you look at the numbers, there aren't that many people on planet Earth that are black. It's that simple.
Right.
It's the same thing with, I'm not trying to get political, but it's like, when Obama got elected, well, he wasn't just elected by black people. So, but what I liked about Black Panther is, now, I don't know why you're not watching it, but
And I'm because of the whole pro-black bullshit. I can't.
I actually didn't get the pro-black thing in there.
That's how I felt it was marketed.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. To me,
And that was just not something that I could get behind because it's just like the whole Black History Month thing, whatever. Because
the shortest
you know
month of
what,
the year.
it's all fucking history. It's not just Black history.
Yeah, I
fuck
agree.
that.
What I took from it was, at least in my opinion, as a white dude, it was more pro-Wakanda, like the place, the settlement, because these people are
But they
living.
didn't market it that way.
Yeah, but these people are living in a beautiful society, and in the middle of Africa. Meanwhile, all the African tribes around them are being slaughtered and murdered, and they're not lifting a hand to help them. So that's the impression that I got from it all. It was very pro-Wakandan. I love my nation, not necessarily. It really wasn't a skin color thing that I noticed. But yeah, I agree. I did see some of the thing where it's like, we were an all-black cast, save for that one guy who was in Lord of the Rings or something like that.
Yeah, I just whatever. I was just like, I'm done with this shit. I'm not even watching it. Honestly, like I can't even remember the last Marvel movie I seen.
Well, regardless of what I was trying to get at, though, was that didn't, at least to me, didn't feel like any politics were in it, and it brought in people. A lot of people loved that character. Now, you could make the argument that, yeah, it might be just the pro-black aspect of it. I don't know. I didn't get that feeling, but I hated Thor. I despised Thor movies. Every single fucking one of them, save for Ragnarok, the latest one.
I seen the first one, but I didn't see any of. Like I said, I was just so pissed off with the way that the approach that the studios took in making these movies.
Yeah.
They steered so far away from the fucking comics that it just, like one of the few movies that I seen that were true to the comics was Logan.
Yeah.
And I absolutely loved that movie.
Yeah.
It was done so well. Like I'm a huge Venom fan, but I was kind of borderline with the movie.
The movie
Entertainment value, walking into it as an entertainment value, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was great.
From the character growth perspective, did not like it at all.
Yeah, because you that's not the same Eddie Brock.
No, it's definitely not the same Eddie Brock.
Not even close to it. Eddie Brock is not that guy at all.
No.
They made him out to be more Peter Parker, and that's
Yeah.
like Venom and Eddie were two peas in the same fucking pod.
Yeah. But towards the end of the movie, they showed that development.
Yeah, the bond.
But at the beginning, he was just so resilient against the Venom symbiote
Mm-hmm.
that he's like, just get the fuck out of my head.
Yeah.
The whole way through. Like, no, Eddie Brock welcomed
Relished it.
the symbiote.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was thrilled to have that fucking symbiote as part of him. It just Eddie Brock was just more aggressive and
Mm-hmm.
Yo ho, yo ho, burrito life for me.
And yeah, they said, you can't make a Venom movie without Spider-Man. Technically, you can't.
Yeah.
Because in the story arc,
He
Peter
gets
Parker's the one who
symbiote
got
from-
Eddie Brock fired.
Right. And the symbiote comes originally from Peter.
Right. And, that aggression from Eddie towards Peter is what...
Because they both hate Peter.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was their common bonding group.
Right.
So, yeah. Like I said, I mean...
Yeah, standalone...
For entertainment value, it was great.
Standalone, forgetting about the character development of canon, it's a good movie. Not the greatest,
Right.
but it's a really good movie. I liked it. I enjoyed it. But even me, I've read Venom. I love Venom. I love Carnage. But I guess I just have to separate that. And I wish I could do the same thing with Star Wars, but I've read so much about the Star Wars universe that it's honestly, to me, it's not, I don't care what they're doing, because there's so many timelines within the Star Wars universe that you can make a character from scratch
Right.
and claim that that's part of canon. But when you deliberately go after the war, the Galactic War with the Empire, no, canon's already been written. You can't try and make something new. And to me, I think why I just don't enjoy it at all is just because of it's an insult to the fans. Like, we know the actual truth, what happens, New Jedi Order, everything like that. We understand that. And now you're trying to ask me to buy that. And this is, real quick, canon, fact. Jedi Knights, which is one rank below Master, almost get killed constantly by Sith apprentices. Because Sith are raised from the moment they enter the academies of combat. Jedi Knights, whenever they become knights, or whatever they would be, consulars and so on and so forth, they're still not battle ready. So they still get fucking annihilated by apprentices. Now you're going to sit there and tell me that this fucking Kylo Ren can't beat a girl doesn't matter. Girl's irrelevant. Can't beat someone who has never lifted a lightsaber, is not battle ready in any way, shape, or form because of the Force? No. That's not how that works at all.
Right.
So I just think that it's insulting to the fans more than anything else, and that's why I just don't enjoy them.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, as a standalone thing, you could take that entire storyline and push it back 100 years, and you wouldn't have a problem, man.
Right.
It's just, or wait till after Luke's dead. There are countless timelines, and you kind of insult yourself. Insult the fans whenever you do that.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate remakes or people who don't understand the canon to come in and try and make the next one, like Spawn.